couple things. My brain goes places, man, and I probably shouldn't let it go places. I should make my brain not do stuff. Lewis and Clark expedition. I got a book about that. It's not a history book. It kind of is. It's more of like a storytelling book. And one of these cats, Lewis or Clark, I'm not going to say which. Okay, basically because if I got it wrong, it's going to sound awful. But like, brought his slave, and it was his body servant. And also, the expedition to explore North America was supposed to be just bachelors, no married men. But York, being a slave, he had a wife, but like he kept that secret. His wife belonged to another person, not one of the party members, and so he went, and the entire time he was treated like a free man. He had equal say, and if the party voted, he voted. He was known for his strength, hard work, his superior ability as a hunter, anything that involved brute force. I guess he was like a 200-pound giant dude. And then credited by one of them as having saved his life from a bear, which kind of makes me think it's either true or it's kind of a tall tale a little bit, like there's some kind of truth to it. Like, thank goodness you just came up, that bear was heading right for me. Because this was devalued a lot later. So they come back. Oh, also while they're out there, the whole party's eating dogs. There's pictures of them with dogs, and you think, oh my God, isn't that great? They brought their dogs. Actually, the book I'm reading is actually named after one of their dogs. And no, they were out there eating dogs. That was part of the thing. It was normal, that's what I mean. Native Americans would sell you extra dogs for food. They're like, I was reading about, like, they'd go buy 5 dogs, they'd buy 10 dogs. I'm like, man, how many dogs do they have by now? No mention of all of them eating the dogs. Anyway, they get back, and one of them, whoever owns York, says, all right, well, let's get you back to work. And York's like, well, I don't want to go back to work. Like, it seems to me that I've earned my freedom. Like, you've been treating me like a free man all this time. I've shown you how valuable I can be, and like, you got value beyond that. I think would justify, my freedom. Like that. I think that I've proved that I'm somebody that deserves to be free, which was not. That didn't fly at all. So that's why I think that the story of, like, you saved my life from a bear thing might have been just that you walked up at the right moment. Because if someone saves your life from a bear and they're your slave, I think any court in the land would say, yeah, you got to free that person, because without them you would have been dead. Except for, I've met a shit ton of people that think if you're working in a Dairy Queen and someone starts to choke and you save their life, that's like, well, that's what Dairy Queen pays you to do. Make hamburgers, make ice cream cones, and if I start choking on some peanuts, you gotta leap the counter and give me the Heimlich. You gotta earn that $7.25 an hour. And so then the thing that comes out that York had a wife, and he's like, what, you lied to me? It's like, well, yeah, of course I lied to you. I'm a slave. I want to have a wife, and I don't want to have to ask anybody if I could have this wife or not. I want to just marry her. And then all sorts of bad things happen, man. Like, it's not good. The whole thing's not handled good. And he's just like, he's like, well, then sell me to somebody else. Like, he also didn't want to move because, like, he was moving. He's like, no, I want to stay in the same town with my wife. It's like, sell me to someone else. I don't want to work for you. I don't want to work. He gets locked up and whipped It's just awful that they have. Oh, jeez. And eventually, over the years, finally the owner of York finally said, "All right, dude, I'm selling you." You're like years. Guy went years just being sullen and uncooperative and demanding of his freedom. And finally, it's like, all right, well, I'm just going to sell you to somebody else, man. And then it was years and years and years and years and years later after this, because he didn't give up, man. He was like, no, I was free. I think that was the whole thing, like he wanting to come back to his wife, because the Native Americans thought he was dope. And then finally, he was set up with a business. He got a cart and some horses, and got his own business, hauling freight. So, evidently, it didn't work out well for him. I suppose, like if you can't get customers, I imagine you get, in a way, like he would have had a reputation, right? Because he didn't just go a couple years of being like, hey, I should be free, this is bullshit. He just never gave it up. And so I imagine like tons of people that own slaves there were like, well, I don't want this guy hauling my goods. So anyway, I think about that, it makes me angry, and I probably shouldn't think about it.